So I'm at Ohana Gardening and Hydroponics.
And that's it.
About less than an hour from the coast. And the reason I am here today is I want to show you guys something very interesting. First, he's a very loyal user of both no-fly and arm ring. But this is mind-blowing. So Josh, come on in here. He's the owner of Ohana here. Hi, Josh.
How you doing?
Thanks for having us. So your garden, first off, this is the only store I've ever gone to ever that has these display gardens in front of his store, and they will blow you away. And I get it, there's a lot of great, wonderful bottled and dried amendments out there, but a lot of people can't afford them. And so that's why this really piqued an interest for me, because Josh is about as organic as it gets, and he uses all the right stuff. But there's no additives here. There's no bottled or dried nutrients in this. So, Josh, what's the secret? This is your soil that we're looking at.
Yeah, so, I mean, it does have amendments in it. I mean, but...
so it's a super soil that you create.
Yes, it's a super soil that we like to call a living soil base. So it's a good base for living soil. If you want to do living soil beds, pots, etc., this is a good way to start. We've got everything you need literally from seed to harvest without anything but water. It's a water-only soil. I've looked at some others out there. Kiss Organics is very similar. I've looked at their ingredients list, and it's pretty much
I'm going to try to move this over a little
word
bit
for
for
word.
people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at your garden a little better. And I love the way he does his tomato plants up here. This is a nice little one, too. So that might be a little better view. Yeah, look at that garden. So the other thing I notice, this time of the year, I don't see literally, I mean you do, you pointed out to me, any powdery mildew.
Yeah, there's a few, and of course we as gardeners get a little obsessive about it, so I always am going to see little bits here and there. And that's probably one reason that you don't see a lot of gardens in front of hydroponic stores is they're probably worried about getting powdery mildew and then having their customers walk in. Now, that being said, you can get rid of powdery mildew pretty easily.
So come into the camera, Josh. Show them that little thing. So you use that for plant health in particular.
I do. Yes, that's what I use it for.
And that's how we sell it.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically like a probiotic.
Yeah.
You know, in a dry, soluble form. And so it's all about plant health.
Absolutely. And you know, the little bits of powdery mildew that we do get from time to time, we can get rid of it with this. And there's other things, natural ways to go about it, and that's kind of all we've needed ever. No Eagle 20 or anything like that is ever used on this garden, especially. This is year 2 in this soil, and we do some composting and stuff during the winter, cover it up, keep it healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just rich and lush. You told me about the straw. You basically cover it with each year.
Yeah, so I mean, I cover it with straw during the summer so that the root zone doesn't get too hot, because it gets up. I mean, it gets all the south-facing sun you could ever ask for. So it gets too hot at the early stages. I put straw down for that, and then during the winter, I'll put straw down and other things to kind of keep the microbes. And
no bottled nutrients.
Nope.
No top-dressed vitamin.
No, not yet. No, I'm sure that we will have to do that eventually, but not yet.
But this is basically going on 2 years. I mean, everything looks exquisite. I mean, this is
Thanks, man.
something out of a magazine, Home and Garden, I swear. So, no fly. That's your other best friend.
Yes, I mean, as you can see, there's little critters here and there, but like.
Got to show this closer to people. Bring them on in here.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at we'll try to make this shorter. We can do a cut and go over to the other garden. If you look at these eggplants here that actually have their fruit bearing.
Right.
They actually have leaves that aren't all eaten up. Now, if we go over to the auxiliary garden where I haven't sprayed no-fly or anything, the eggplant is completely destroyed.
And then you got these beautiful peppers.
So this is no fly at its best. I mean, it's kept the cucumber beetles at bay, and that's the biggest thing. Over there, there's tons of them. Oh, there's a white cabbage moth right there. So it's going right to the fruit tree like it's known to do. Worst enemy of outdoor cannabis farmers. I'm sure everyone's had their experience with that. But yeah, these all got no fly at the beginning, and I don't have a lot of pests on my peppers, which I have before, but I don't this year. In the other garden where we didn't use anything like that, just to see, we do have some pest problems. Over here, pest problems are at a minimum, and pathogens, powdery mildew, etc. is at a minimum. At the other garden, it's not quite as untouched. It's pretty good, but also when we're spraying this way, it does kind of go that direction. So it might have gotten some no-fly in armory. That's why we definitely want to use these things instead of anything else to spray with.
So real quickly, this caught my eye.
Yeah.
Your tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
I love how you grow these tomatoes up.
Well, this is the first year, actually, and the leaf curl we've got, I'm sure if people notice, say, well, the leaf curl. So the leaf curl happened because it was too wet early on, and they weren't allowed to dry out. The season was just really weird that way. But yeah, this is the first year I did this, and you're just constantly taking suckers. Like this one, for instance, would come off if it wasn't late in the season. I'm just trying to let them do their thing now. But like this sucker here, I just take it off. And you're constantly taking suckers off so that they will grow in height but not in a lot of width. And I was able to plant 12 tomato species here and still have room to walk in the garden. So it's really simple. This cost me less than it didn't even cost me $100 to do.
Wow.
And I've harvested about...
And you can see the design. It's real simplistic.
Yeah. Harvested about 85 tomatoes so far out of this garden. Which isn't too bad. They range from about a pound to 2 pounds. And
yeah, so it's about 6 foot tall. A little better, right? Maybe 7 foot.
Yeah, I'm 6'5", so it's about 6'5".
So you just trim straight up. This little geared process, same as you
So
use
that actually, we use these strings. I use these strings, and then you use the crop clips here, and you clip the crop clip to the string, and then clip it to your stock. This one actually broke and fell, so I had to use this clip, but the rest of them are all done with string, just masonry twine.
All right, so in closing, there's a lot of folks out there, they don't have a big budget.
Mm-hmm.
They want simplicity. You evidently
I get
you evidently have a very green thumb.
I appreciate that.
Well, you do. I mean, it's evident if you came and seen his gardens. Your butternut out there, and I'll do some still shots of that, are just massive. Just massive.
I measured one today, it was 22 inches.
That's nuts.
I don't know the circumference, but yeah.
So what would you tell the guy out there or gal that doesn't have a budget, doesn't have money, but they want to grow, their own veggies, let alone cannabis? What can they get away with,
So, I mean, if you're in our area or within an hour or even more, we have been starting to look into shipping our soil and State 3 soil, which is very similar. We work with State 3 very closely to make soil and some top dresses. I mean, it's $20 a bag, and you put that in a pot, and you will succeed. It's guaranteed success. We've had people come in here. I actually had a guy I was telling you about earlier about saying, if it doesn't do what you say it's going to do, I will definitely let you know, and I'll let everyone else know. And vice versa. If it does what it's supposed to do, I'll come back and tell you. He did, and said you've literally taken all the guesswork out of it. You haven't had to do anything but water. He used Photo Plus. So the things that we say to people is, the only thing with our soil is Photo Plus. You're going to spray with Armory, No Fly, just to be safe. And if you absolutely have to have something, Microbe Life is usually the only thing that we point them towards.
An additive.
An additive.
Okay.
But we tell them just water only, just do that the first year, see how you like it. If you really absolutely have to have something, buy a $28 bottle or $25 bottle of Photosynthesis Plus. Mycorrhiza always. when you're transplanting, watering if you really want to go crazy, and that's it. So $20. I mean, you can get out of here for, if you want 3-4 bags of soil, you're looking at $100. You can grow a really nice garden. You could lay ours on top as a top dress on top of some of your native soil, just kind of loosen it up a bit, add some worm castings maybe. We got tons in our soil. Add it as a top dress, and you're good to go. I mean,
Wow.
you could get out for $100. You can have a garden that will produce you more food than you know what to do with.
Well, this is amazing, Josh.
Thanks,
The
Carl.
gardens. I had to put a video up with you on this garden because it's just a mind blower.
I
And
really
no store
appreciate
does this. No store does this. So you're ahead of the game.
I appreciate it. I mean, I could not use this much sun. So this was AstroTurf. We're a gardening store. It was just stupid to have AstroTurf. Let's put some soil here that we make and then plant a garden. I mean, it just made sense. And I don't have a garden at home because I don't have any sun. I have trees everywhere. So this is my garden for myself and for everyone that comes in. We give tomatoes, peppers, everything else away when harvest comes around. So come in if you want some food. We've got it.
So where are you located?
We are located at 2147 Northeast Cumulus Avenue in McMinnville, Oregon.
So for
Which
you
is, if you want to
Oregonians,
come drink wine and
we're
come to the
in,
garden
we're in
store,
wine
yeah,
country,
yeah.
one of the leading places in the world,
Yeah, Pinot Noir
and
is our...
especially the United
thing.
States, the Willamette Valley.
Yeah.
You're a rock star. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Carl.
You're up there.
Always good to see you.
And thanks for watching. And if you're not a subscriber to my YouTube page, northwestgrind.com, please hit that like button, subscribe, and I appreciate you for doing it. And always, always, I will have something good to share with you. I promise you that. So, grow happy from Ohana Gardens, and it's a great day to garden, to be here.
Good stuff.
Thanks for the promo, Josh.
Yeah.
And I didn't set him up. This is just what he uses on his gardens. And we know there's no sleep till harvest. And
We love these guys. When I said mycorrhiza, that I'm a little partial to a certain brand.
So there you go. Now you know. Until next time, always, always grow happy.